That is a 6. That does not hit him, does it?
No.
Very unfortunate. However, I can go ahead and... Heavy launcher. No, he has resistance, so... Follow-up is the Sharingan missile. 8. I think. Does that...
He has 9.
Ah, there we go. Just one off. I'm just rolling really poorly.
Okay.
So that was a full attack. And then I could go ahead and roll for overcharge and see if I could get one more hit in. Heat's gonna be 3, so I do top out. But order of operations, should I handle the attack first?
No, you don't overheat. You overheat once you over the limit.
Ooh, cool. So I'm just barely there. Wonderful.
So, that's the way it works, right, everybody? I'm pretty sure it works that way. So yeah, go ahead and do your...
Just lucky enough, rolling that mortar. 1 inaccuracy. Oof. I've just rolled really poorly 3 times in a row. That's a big shame, and I'm no longer hidden. And I just got my little pillar discovered, which does not help me.
No.
Yep, that's it.
So it's okay. Then Gawain, what's your tech defense? He totally tries to invade you to give you 2 heat.
It's pretty good. My E defense is 12.
Yes, you overheat.
Ah, dang it. Alright, so I believe I roll a d6 and check out that table. So let's see. Overheat table. I rolled a 2. So this case is power plant destabilizes. The power plant is unstable. Ejecting your mech suffers from exposed status, taking double damage until it takes action to remove it.
Yeah.
And exposed is nuclear.
And then your heat goes back down, but you're exposed, and he fires at you and misses, I guess. Damn.
That's unfortunate for him, but at least we're sharing the pain today. The pain of being each other. We're literally like 2 inches away, explosions everywhere but us.
Okay. Gawain, you acted last. Nominate.
Hey, Cobra.
Yay.
Go ahead and take another leadership die because they're not doing anything else today.
All right. Well, then...
1 left. Also to note, you can use the leadership die to add an extra 1d6 to your damage as well, if you feel like you're just going to hit. But we also see how that's turning out.
Right. Well, I'm going to stabilize, and when I fire a weapon after using a overcharge, well, then again, my overcharge would be a d6, so I don't know if I want to completely heat myself up that way. So let's fire the vulture and the missile rack, and I will apply the leadership to the vulture and its damage, not its attack. So here comes this first. Actually, let me put the 2 in there. Okay, that button press didn't work. One more.
Oh. Okay, that's a hit, and
then get 1 more from the missile rack.
Okay, that's also a hit. That's your turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, then let me quickly roll the structure. And
That's 3 structures so far.
yeah. You did it! You finally destroyed him. And now I'm taking a short bio break and figure out your newly found space station. Oh, bonus information. You've got a single shot left if you would want to shoot anywhere.
Perfect. That makes all the decisions easier.
Will we get a short rest?
Yeah, we're doing a quick little bio break.
I'm talking like in game because I could maybe help you guys out.
I don't think there's any more adversaries given what's happening here. That thing was big and scary, so we'll probably want to look at that.
And that's where I replaced Armsman with, since I was allowed to.
Once permission calls a supply drop. During that rest, you and your allies can replenish your limited weapons and systems by 1 and repair 1 structure in your mech for free. Oh, that's very nice. Make the special repair even if you have 0s remaining. So that ought to come in handy.
Would that help Void?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he literally just self-destructed. That's
Well,
all.
it specifically says, hold on, I don't have the...
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
immediately destroyed, no chance of survival.
The
kind of
first
stuff.
5 words, your mech is damaged beyond repair. God damn it, that's
Yeah.
6 words! Math!
But, Showbiz would still be alive then, right?
Not wearing a spacesuit.
Oh, right. Well, your fault there on that one.
Yeah, well, I wanted to wear a military uniform instead of a... Look, my last 3 characters have all been super decked out for literally every goddamn thing. And I was like, not this guy. This guy is gonna be Showbiz.
Very unfortunate.
Okay, but
Welcome back.
I'm back. But you don't have to have your mech destroyed, and they basically won fast enough. They could rescue you.
I'm not like 100% saying I'm dead. I'm just saying that my mech, I could still be locked in my mech with like no life support and still survive for like an hour or 2. It's just I'm saying that I'm not wearing a spacesuit, so you're gonna have to tow me back to whatever the fuck we're gonna do to get out of here, and not make this whole trip of yours last more than a couple hours. I am your time clock now, is what I am.
Yeah.
Well, I do have expanded compartments. I can rescue you.
Yeah, all I have to do is pull an abyss, right? I'm gonna have to drag you out into the middle of the ocean, and you're going to drown, and we might be able to resuscitate you.
A few seconds in the vacuum is survivable.
Yeah, but it's survivable. Sure, your eyes might explode and your lungs might just leak out through your throat, but, people have survived worse.
It's okay.
No.
I got a corrective. I can just stab you with something.
I
You'll
think,
probably also piss yourself once you're exposed to the environment again.
Not in my mech. But yeah.
but I think if I remember correctly, you have something like 20 or 30 seconds before damage starts creeping in.
I don't think that's right. That sounds too generous.
No, I really think, but the experience from
You still have structural integrity before you puff up like a marshmallow.
yeah.
But you might suffer from some version of the bends, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so Gawain will go ahead and rescue Showbiz for the time being.
You 2 minutes, apparently.
Yep. And then we'll proceed to go to the console and take it over. We have exactly 1 shot. And
1 opportunity.
And unless anyone says anything, I know exactly where it's going, and I am going to fire it. Does anyone have anything against me firing directly on top of the mass of thousands of soldiers that also contains Beggar One's central radio communication zone on that continent?
Where is that?
It was the location we got informed by from the Hive.
Okay.
Back on the other map, it was Beggar's
Yeah.
Peak or something Hive, I think.
Give me a few seconds. Theta, take yourself over to the Hysonia map. I took you over. You now got a strategic overview over the world with a conveniently marked X location.
You mean the one that says bait?
Bait Hive. Beggar's Bait Hive.
Yeah. Are you using the word bait the way the English people use the word bait?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, could it also say Beggar's Red Herring Hive and still mean the same thing, is what I'm saying.
No, Zero knows from history that Egregorians use bait hives to draw the union in, and this is an old bait hive that Gregorians used as bait in the last war.
Right. So it
there we
means
go.
bait in the same way that we're both saying the word bait. It's bait.
Right, it just for someone else 500 years ago. It has since been repurposed.
Right, just the way that it's naming still is calling it bait hive is weird.
But I think I can very much confirm that this is where the remote signals are coming from.
Just a quick...
Because we have this remote mech right here, don't we? And I have the ability to scan it for information.
Just a quick follow-up, though. Just a real quick follow-up. What happened after they lured them to those bait hives? 500 years ago.
The rougher the exact details, would have to look up, but yeah, they got ambushed and basically slaughtered.
So they didn't like get lured into a bait hive, like down into the tunnels, and then the bait hive would explode or some shit, killing everybody.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, so there's a chance then that there's a large amount of explosives, possibly chemical weapons, anything of that nature, which would then be flung into the atmosphere.
Yeah, even if it's not chemicals, we established if you use the rod a second time, the amount of dust it carries into the atmosphere will cause a very cold and long winter and colden the climate for years to come.
Well, I'm more pointing towards if this was a trap meant to kill people, that there's a chance that there could be chemical or biological weapons in there, which would be horrible to throw into the atmosphere as well.
Well, I'm using the information from our allies, which I'm going to assume is correct, at least from their perspective. That's where Beggar One's main communication hub is, and if we get rid of it, we win.
Now, I'm not arguing that their information might not be correct. I'm arguing that their information might not be complete.
That could be true, but the alternative is a war we still can't win, and we'll have to get back on the ground and then still win it.
Sure, you're having the America World War II argument against Japan, right? Do we kill two major cities full of civilians, or do we have a protracted ground war? Which one will kill more of our people?
I guess to be fair, one, this isn't a war crime, by comparison. Two, they're all robots. Three, they're all enemy combatants.
Oh, no, it would be a war crime, though, if it's full of biological chemical weapons, and we end up killing a bunch of people in Evergreen or Hive Home due to it.
If you want to go scout that out, feel free to drop back out of orbit. I am priming this.
By which you'd have to eject me from your own mech to do, which is not a war crime, just a normal crime. It's called manslaughter.
Yeah, I can handle that. I've done plenty of those already.
You just tell your AI or your NPH, whatever, NHP in your mech just to erase the logs from the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Where I saved him and then killed him.
Will ensue. Cold winter, probably for a couple years. But I'm winning.
Okay.
I'm pressing the button.
Here's the third question. How good is your aim?
There's a whole computer system for aiming this thing right here, I assume, right?
Yes.
It's handling it for me.
And Beggar is
I don't
no
even have to
longer...
roll, and we know how bad I roll.
And Beggar no longer has any access to it right now?
Not right now, but it may take it back.
I'm just asking in the case that it, repositions it in the time between you pushing the button and you pushing the button.
Good question. I mean, I do have access to this mech wreck here. I assume its purpose on this was just to stay up here and fire at will as ordered, right? Not to like set elaborate trap.
Huh? You have what?
The mech we just defeated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't get a question fully. Could you please repeat?
Its orders were to stay here and fire at will as ordered, not to set up an elaborate ruse to lure us in to fire for it so it can fire where it wanted to, because it had like a whole week to fire this whenever it wanted.
I wasn't indicating this was all a ruse. I meant more of a last-ditch survival mechanism, that it would pivot away from itself towards Evergreen or some shit.
I'm fully expecting Showbiz to next go like, this power button, how do you know that it'll actually turn it on and not explode?
What if it's a built-in taser as a trap to any living creature that tries to push it? Whereas that would just charge any synthetic organism.
What if this has all actually been a very high-definition hologram?
Guys,
We've been deceived since the moment we arrived on this planet.
guys, I think this
It's
might
even
be
no less powerful than deceptive.
a simulation. I think we're all in the Matrix. This has all been a test by Kingmaker to see how it would react.
Alright, but that's okay. I solved the ARG inside the game. I found all the dotted I's on my swimming instruction certificate, and I'm firing at Beggar's Bait.
Okay. Then. Beggar's Bait Hive. But anyway, you fired a massive tungsten rod, as we established, and you have to wait.
Joke's on you. Apparently it turned into a volcano before you fired.
And yeah, you managed to hit a bait hive, and I use this volcano to indicate, yeah, you hit her. There's a giant hole. Right around this location, there are no more subalterns. And after a few seconds, you get back Omninet access. Apparently, Beggar 1 was blocking it.
Ooh,
and
here we go.
You get this.
Multiple ballistic threat inbound, shelter in place, right issued. This is coming into the station.
Yeah, and it's like a global SOS from the other continent. And once you analyze this, you realize, oh, it's old, a few months, a few years, you can't say exactly. And it's on endless repeat.
I see. Well, this is the last time it's going to fire, and you said this is already on a deteriorating orbit, right?
Yes, but it will deteriorate for a few.
Right. Probably what I'd like to do is make sure that it doesn't land anywhere we don't want it, i.e. I'm going to try to make sure it lands in the ocean somewhere. Which is what normally happens, at least here on Earth.
Except for this planet seems to be mostly land.
No, it's
There's plenty of water, like, elsewhere.
No, I'm just saying on our planet it's like, what, 70% water. This planet seems to be like 40, 30% water. It's hard to make a...
This could also just not be the entire globe as well.
Yeah, it's the land cut out, basically. There's more water around, but...
So I can easily set this at least on a corrective course that when it does deorbit, it'll deorbit somewhere safe and not cause a third winter.
I mean, it
if I was an
wouldn't cause...
asshole, I'd throw it at like a random enemy city like the one we visited, but I mean, that's a war crime.
Yeah.
But those guys were assholes.
Our moral center, everyone, our heroes.
And think
All right. So,
Oh,
meanwhile,
damn. I have right. You're on a fucking station, right? Give me a few seconds.
ooh, okay.
Yeah. I have to upload more pictures. Uh, my hotel internet isn't the fastest. It's not optimized for upload. So yeah, I mean the blocking is gone, and you are on a space station that's got a capability to fire on a lot of shit. So let me just switch
It's
out the map for one with a little bit more information. And maybe I can manage to place all the markings that are already there on the exactly same spot, but maybe I don't. You see? Okay, I
see.
of course I don't. Let me move those around. But yeah, you now got locations, more cities.
Oh, Michael Fields was actually to the north.
What? No,
Whoopsie.
fuck.
That's
Okay.
okay.
No, it's in my version. Ignore Michael Fields. Only look for the other ones.
It's okay.
Damn.
There's two. They named them the same thing, and it was very embarrassing at the time.
No, it's.
Uh, but this is definitely the next bit of information I would have asked, which would have been, "Hey, does this have any information or about other locations?" And hey,
and
there it is.
let's just cross this out on the top. It. No, I. It's also fan made, and by the description in the book, I'm super sure that Michael Fields must be in the South for reasons.
Right. That's fair.
So
Still, at any rate, new map, new fun. Also, the Deadlands. Oh, that sounds fun. Look at it, it's all dead. Okay.
I. Why can't I select? Oh, damn! For some reason I am
Oh,
too
you might
dumb
be
to select
unfamiliar
the.
if you're on the map layer.
Yeah, no, I now tried all three layers and tried select this here, but it doesn't
Yeah.
let me select it.
Whoops. Box select.
Yeah, no, not too important, I guess. But anyway, okay. I mentioned you got Omninet, right?
Yes.
Yes, you did, which means we could probably try to communicate, or hey, look, more messages.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is actually a very long message. I'll just scroll up a little bit now. Evacuation procedures, input tower clearance. You tuned to 4.05 for golden oldies. Evacuation procedures. Tech support arriving. Whom is sending the message?
Union. Isn't this
Ah.
obvious?
Oh,
It's super
okay.
obvious, right?
If Union flag, Mill Forest proceeds to Nilink, the make secure for reinforcement, log theater information, log in HP, panoptic data. If transponder codes with messages and wait for acknowledgement. Diplomatic fit enemy, store mobile copy of theater data, and burn on site. Proceed to nearest LZ and shelter in place. Other clearance approved. Interesting. My brain's not quite ready to interpret all the things that could be happening with this right now, I think. But hey, it's loaded with friend or foe frequencies. Isn't that very nice? I bet that'll come in real handy when we make a counterattack. In fact, I bet that information could actually be used to some extent.
What year is it?
5018.
So 3 years ago, this message was started.
Huh? What? No, is it? Ah, no, sorry. It's not
Expect
18.
arrival, beginning standard
It's,
year end 5015.
Sorry. So it's 5014. You're right.
So next year. So this message started now. Okay.
Yeah. This message is from now.
Well, no, I mean, you said this message was on repeat, so I assumed this was...
No, the first message was on repeat. This union message is brand new.
Oh, that's disappointing. An old message would have been a mystery to be solved. This is just annoying.
What? You get help from union?
Yeah.
Reinforcements.
I mean, we hear from
boy.
Union every day. They give us our orders.
Yeah, they give you orders. That's right.
Alright. So this stuff is originating from the planet and being sent around.
No. This union stuff is sent from space.
Okay. And this station or one of the others?
No, from far away.
Okay, so from far away.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they had still functional monitors. Well, that's fine.
What?
I already sent my diplomatic envoy anyway. Anything that happens will be fine.
Yeah, basically the planet, the first message you got once the OmniNet ban or blocking was lifted, it could cast into the whole universe or whatever it could reach anyway, and Union is most often one of the nearest receivers. Not
Right.
everywhere, but I mean, they got a special interest here. So.
Well, we do have OmniNet access. You know what I could do? I could see if I could contact any of our allies. Maybe Patience is no longer under control. Maybe someone in Evergreen, like some of the Lancers that we knew. Maybe our own allies in Michael Field, and if they have any possible communication. I don't know that they do.
They in Michael Field, they don't.
Hey, they have the Rangers in the field. At least one of them ought to have an Omni, right?
Why?
Because communications are good.
Yeah, but
If they don't, then they don't.
I mean, but OmniNet is only good if you got OmniNet satellites and can communicate with everybody. But they were cut off for 500 years, so.
Right.
I mean,
so I think I'll try to communicate with our Lancers in Evergreen and see if they pick up.
Yeah.
They're already in orbit.
Eddie Woo.
I must admit, I totally. No, the Lancers don't pick up.
That's not great. Alright, so we don't have any further information other than just looking down at the planet right now, I
mean,
think.
Kingmaker's not responding to any of this?
Huh?
Is it Kingmaker's not responding to any of this?
What, you want to shoot him a message? See if he still wants to kill all humans?
Well, no, I'm just wondering. I mean, broadband communications are going off all across the planet. Kingmaker would be one of those people that would respond to it.
No.
As someone with a vested interest in all the shit that's going on, seems like be right up his alley.
No.
Okay. Let's see. So, what other information do we have to go on from this point? We've used all our ammo. The station will deorbit. There's no point in really staying on the station except to, chill and repair for a little bit, which Cobra suggested doing a little bit of. We can head back down to the planet, try to land somewhere.
What about the other stations?
You could contact Evergreen, right?
Yeah, that was part of trying to contact the Lancers.
Oh no, you said Lancers, not Evergreen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I listed them all off, and then
Well, I
just,
thought that
ended
included
with,
patience.
Let's do this one now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's try to contact Patience.
Uh, yeah. Okay. Let's. Idina Chi. Up. You. You. It must be you. We saw the rod falling.
That's correct. Tell me, what's the status of Evergreen?
Oh. We're fine. We're fine. But Patience is still infected.
Oh, wait, who am I talking to exactly here right now?
Idina Chi. You
Okay,
remember
so I
me?
did contact someone then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was talking to Patience there for a second.
No. No. No.
Alright, so Patient's still infected.
Yeah.
But the main force of Beggar 1 should be down.
Yeah.
Should be possible to retake the city. There's a force of hive of Egregorian Rangers to the north.
Wait. I mean, Patience is infected, but all the subalterns are wandering aimlessly around. You can walk in, but if you could reach the moon, you could also get to the offsite backup station and get a backup of Patience.
Oh right, you had a little bit of a backup on the moon. That's right. That was like that's a way back detail, isn't it? Almost forgot about that. But yeah,
I
we can
think
go.
Lesser never shared.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and proceed to the moon, set up the backup, and get things back in motion.
Yeah.
If you see the other Lancers in Evergreen, tell them that they should try to link up with the Egregorian Rangers if they come by.
The other Lancers are dead. They kinda tried during the power out to escape and got all shut down.
I was really hoping you were saying they had launched their own assault on the base hive. Last I heard, they were just going in 5 seconds ago. Also, since I'm gonna be AFK in a minute here, you're saying the call, and you said the guy was gonna be fine. I was trying my hardest to find that GIF from Starship Troopers where he calls home just before the meteor strikes. The sky starts going dark. Everything's fine here. Why'd you ask?
A little cloudy suddenly.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, they tried to escape and all got shot down by subalterns, and it kind of darkened the mood a bit. So everybody else was really not in any rebellious spirit.
Right. That's understandable.
But hey, thanks to you, we now got our freedom back.
Right. So, I think you've given us our next objective then. We're going to see if we can reset Patience, and if we do, at least we can hold Evergreen and continue a plan from there.
Yeah. We
Do what you can to secure the situation on the ground until we return.
you should probably at this point hook us up with your friends from Haifa. Because,
Right.
there are still enemies on the other continent you mentioned.
Yes, that's right. That's going to be my full intention. I think I already mentioned it to him about like the group of rangers that's out there, the ones that like helped us escape on the shuttle.
Yeah.
If they can group up with them somehow, then yeah, that's my suggestion. So I'm just gonna spend a minute describing to him how to get in contact with them if possible, and see how that pans out.
Okay. Showbiz? Yeah, I guess Showbiz is AFK and will miss some part anyway.
I'm still here. My food is 4 minutes away, but it's been 4 minutes away for 4 or 5 minutes now.
Oh, that's so mean.
All right. So,
Yeah.
in terms of repair at this point, I suppose we have a time to do short repair and use the last of our repair points, right?
Yeah. Once you're back in your shuttle, you do that.
Okay. So Cobra, you have your Grease Monkey talent.
Yes.
So that is 1 repair on a structure for free. Yay, I'm back down to 0. Our reactor stress is still at 1.
Yeah.
I didn't take damage. I
Wonder
must
how
be
that
okay.
happened.
I know, it's so nice that it had shielding. It had someone else get focus fire.
I mean, I'd be fair, I did take my headset off for a while after I died, so I am surprised to hear that you took no damage somehow.
I think Cobra ended up getting shot more at the end. But,
I mean, that thing did burn damage, it did a lot of regular damage. I don't know how you got out scot-free.
I'm pretty amazed. I'm startled, honestly.
I kind of figured this was party wife.
So I still have 1 point. Cobra, how many repair points do you have?
1 moment. Let me get to my frame. 3.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, but we can
How did you already use
basically.
them? You really have 3 left?
Yes.
Okay. We could technically rebuild Void real quick.
Destroyed.
Field you again.
Completely destroyed. It says cannot be
Beyond
repaired.
repair.
Beyond repair.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a ton of fun. So
Yeah,
I guess
but
we ought to just repair ourselves as much as possible.
yeah. I guess this beyond repair is badly worded. This destroyed means if you now use repairs in quote, you restructure your mech or rebuild your mech. So you could do that, but we can also just skip ahead. You go to the moon, you find a lot of inactive mechs. So you destroyed Bagger 1, so you can idly walk by. So isn't that great? It would have been quite a fight if you had gone here
I
first.
know. I feel we definitely would have lost at that point if we had to. So I feel more and more justified about this move, even if I've probably caused untold ecological damage.
And gotten a whole squadron of Lancers killed.
I mean, to be fair, that wasn't my fault.
Nah.
She's fault.
No.
That's all here on you.
No, I think you'll find that you're the commanding officer, and Cobra is the XO, which means it's both of your faults. I am just the grunt. Nothing falls on my shoulders.
They weren't part of our company, so I don't have to feel anything.
Oh, to be fair, they weren't my people. The many tens to hundreds of people that have died in this campaign. Not my problem.
Fantastic. But you said, Moon, everything is disabled. That's fantastic. So we can just breeze on through.
Yeah. Can breeze on through, get into the backup location, take a big backup with you, and down to the planet. And
What else is at this lunar base?
oh, it's a little bit of dead space aggregorians. So like max-sized space aggregorians.
Ooh.
You
really
remember this dead breed that was there to 500-year-old breed. They made a special breed to be able to attack stuff in space because it's not nice to be shot out of space without being able to retaliate. So you find dead bugs and basically, it's a backup site. It's like a computing center.
So it's very bare bones, and I'm just basically bringing a AI casket with me.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other mechs that are around here, they're strictly from Beggar 1. They're not like a remote force that was stationed here by like the colonial force or anything, right?
Oh, it's an old force that got hacked by back.
Okay. Probably best to get basically all of the mechs out of the way in such a way that they won't reboot and then take over this location again. Because that would be bad, I think.
So you mean you shoot all of them into shreds while you walk through?
Right. I think that's going to be the plan.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone else is gonna come to the moon for a while. We can afford this. But there are the space Egregorian breed, and I feel like that's valuable in the sense that we can bring that back, and that's a bartering chip for later. Or at least a ton of goodwill, I think.
No, I mean, how do you bring them back? You basically got I mean, you could leave one of your mechs behind on the moon if you want space for giant bug.
Oh, well, I just assumed the shuttle probably had a little bit more space. It's already fitting Void in there.
Yeah. But you got a space bug that's bigger than Void. It's more like a size 4 mech.
Okay,
thingy.
I thought they were like size 2, so if they're
No,
size
no,
4,
no.
yeah, they're probably not gonna fit. That's
I
fine.
mean, they were able to get into space. So, and your small mechs aren't. So.
Wait, there's size 4 mechs?
Sized for space bugs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say it one more time, Griff. I did not understand a word.
Size for space bugs.
Right.
Space bugs.
But they're like considered mechs or something?
No, I'm.
Mech sized.
Well, no, if they're size 4, then they're larger than mech sized.
Mm-hmm. And we could throw your mech out the shuttle and shove one of these in if we wanted to bring it back.
I'm wondering why you're carrying my dead mech around.
I mean, if you're fine with just, like, not having access to it, not being able to rebuild it quickly, and waiting for a completely brand new reprinting,
Yeah, it's dead.
sure, let's leave it on the moon, why not?
Why not?
It'll blend in with all the space dust.
It's a dead mech. Doesn't matter.
Alright.
Destroyed beyond repair.
So, there's our vote. We'll shove what remains of the Void mech out the window. We'll pull in the space bug, and we're gonna bring it back. We got.
Why does this mech
something
have a
extra to
window?
protect people.
Okay.
Window, cargo bay. Is there a difference when it's open?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say, if there was a size 4 mech here, I'd just start driving that thing around. I don't care if I have the negatives of not, knowing how to pilot it. Size 4, you can't have a mech that's over size 3.
It's oversized what?
So we're gonna repair
3.
the space bug, and you're gonna pilot it. Cool.
There's a core bonus that increases your size.
You can't go above 3, though. The core bonus specifically says that.
Oof.
Does it?
Shame.
Yeah, because
Damn.
the Barbosa is the only size 3 PC mech. So you can't have that core bonus and a Barbosa. Or rather, I guess you could, but it wouldn't do anything.
Okay, then.
Alright, take it back a space bug. I'm writing that down on my sheet.
Then I guess infantry is the only thing that's size 4?
Yeah, because it's basically just a group of smaller things, I guess.
Yeah, but wow, okay.
Like I said, I haven't looked at the NPC side of things, but building a giant thing is something a bunch of us have all tried before.
Yeah,
And there's
but-
the limit.
Oh yeah, you can modify NPCs as ship and then they're size 4. Isn't that great?
Right, but the PC side, the Barbosa is as big as you're getting, or a size 2 with that core bonus to make it a size 3. But size 3 is the limit.
Okay, then that space bug it is. I don't know why you want that, but
Well, they apparently could breed these before, but they haven't for 500 years, or couldn't, is from what I heard. So maybe if they have this, they have some material to work with. That's my theory.
okay.
I don't question the CO. He's done some frankly retarded shit before, and I'm just gonna keep letting him do it.
I mean, you've already allowed me to, and nothing's stopping us right now.
I broke you out of jail, so you could keep on doing it.
Yep. King me.
Still playing Uno, sir.
All right. So we're on the moon. We got our space bug. We got our AI cask. From what I've heard from Evergreen, all the synths are down. Nothing's happening. We
No,
should
no.
be safe to just land on the spaceport.
You're safe to land. They are not down. They are aimlessly wandering around.
Right. So it doesn't seem likely they're gonna start shooting the anti-air now.
Yeah, exactly. But just so you know the situation. Yeah,
Okay.
it's they're still active, but they lost central control. And without a central control, right now they don't seem aggressive.
Right.
But yeah, stuff is synths are walking out of the city. And nobody is really wanting to stop them because, trying to stop something that's armed, that's going away, it's usually not the best idea.
Okay. So, we'll get back to Evergreen. I have the cask, and I'll group up with the people who've been running Evergreen and inform them, hey, I got the thing. Let's go do the thing. Exactly those words, they I presume that they have access keys and stuff that'll actually get me into where I need to put this thing.
Hadura does. Hadura. Sorry, Edina, she does.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to get patients back over the. Oh, Evergreen throws a party for you. Of course. Over the next few days, you find out that the Hycernians are moving above ground.
Now that it's super dark all the time.
Yeah,
They feel
but it's
more at home on the surface now that the sun is non-visible.
If only we blotted out the sun even more.
Your name isn't Zero anymore, it's Mr. Burns.
But I mean, there are still some afterquakes, and we remember that Michael Fields was super crowded because they had to evade to there.
Right. But at least I have informed everyone there, or at least all their leadership beforehand, exactly what I was going to do.
Yeah. And exactly, but over the next few days, they take up an old Egregorian tower. I mean, a huge tower which houses 10,000 people potentially.
Ooh.
Yeah, you remember that there were like 2 million people below ground, so it's instantly crowded. But it's
Of course. But they still
no,
built it pretty quickly, given like all the resources we've seen them have before.
no,
so
no.
it's
It's
very
an
cool.
old pre-war tower from the Gregorians.
Ah,
It was
okay.
empty like 500 years.
Right.
So, but yeah, not like an abandoned city. It's basically their form of an abandoned city.
Right.
But they built a
So-
city differently.
But at least in the meantime, I can try to get back into communication with them, see what their situation is, and try to inform them about probably retaking any territory that was previously owned by Beggar One and just trying to secure it in case like there's a reprisal action.
Yeah, that they can do. Also because of your prior diplomatic actions and also your bringing refugees over there, so their population already intermingled. They
Mhm.
agree to basically form an alliance, and everybody at Evergreen is welcome to join Home. They call this new city simply Home. Can I name this? I can name this, right?
And they're real quick.
What?
All these changes. I'm sorry. Did we say that we was doing some sort of time skip, or are these people
Yeah,
just
A
like?
couple of days so far.
Still,
Yeah,
that's
they-
pretty quick. You know what? We're gonna change the name of our city.
Well, I mean, it got destroyed and then buried, and then they formed an alliance. Yeah.
It's a
Stuff's
new
happening.
city.
It's a new
It's a
city.
new
Okay, I thought
city.
they were sharing a city with somebody that already existed.
No, it's
Yeah. They took over one of their old ones.
yeah.
But here it
Also,
is.
well, then I'm just gonna knock their lack of creativity to call their new home home.
You may knock it. They still like their home.
Of course they did. Their old
If
home was
nothing
their home
else,
too.
I guess the Egregorians are very direct in their descriptions.
Well, I mean, they called their old home Hive Home, which actually had some sort of description behind it. This new home isn't new home, it's just home. They're getting less
We're gonna
descriptive.
name this hive that's actually bait for beggar. We're gonna call it beggar's bait. To be fair, humans on Earth aren't any better. They name things the desert.
Right, but they name it in a variety of languages, which then makes other languages believe that it's a different thing.
Yeah.
To the point where other languages then tack on their word for it.
For
So-
Lake.
Yeah, so it's desert, but it's Rabira desert or something shit like that, because it's desert in one language and then desert in a different language. But only half the
But-
people understand it.
I give you the German city Baden-Baden. Yes.
Yeah.
I hear they've got great casinos.
Yes.
Boom, bring it all back. That's 2 hours of conversation, right back to the beginning again.
So, but of course, this name makes a lot of sense because Baden in Baden, and but don't play. Yeah,
Yep.
we are still doing the time skip. You did a lot of diplomatic action, so they agree on an alliance, and they also start to unify their armies, militia/army, because Evergreen didn't really have an army. Hadura,
We had like a very basic militia that we did our best with, but it was not enough.
yeah.
Also, Evergreen is definitely not in a position for anything else anymore, given that it had 7 Lancers that would have been explicitly loyal to the colony, and they're all dead.
What about that happened?
Gee, I wonder how.
Hadura's an officer position in this new formed military, and basically what they now want to do, so Patience, Edinachi, and Ilya Ordo, prepare for winter, prepare to get through the winter, and then in the next year they can see what they will do about the other continents that are still there. But winter will be the harshest anybody remembers.
I can't wait till we find out that we've time traveled and that a planet for the first mission is this a planet.
No, it isn't. It looks completely different.
Turns out Hive Home and Everest did not get along in the end. They formed 2 opposing factions that are now fighting a war on the ice world that their planet has turned into.
I could have gone an ice world here. I could have, like, deorbited 2 other space stations.
Hey man, I'm still saying you don't know what was in that thing you've exploded. The biological runoff killed all the plant life, which froze the planet over in its nuclear winter.
But, if we got a whole winter, we could also still take the shuttle back up, find those other 2 stations, and, take those over too. So we got plenty of stuff to do in the meantime.
I mean, I was
on
gonna
the
say that.
assumption that they're not immediately counterattacked.
I was gonna say that before I had to go get the food. If we were on the one station, it probably has the location of the other stations on its own computer system.
Yeah.
And one of the stations is already destroyed, and the second station has no ammunition left during the war and was repurposed into a command station anyway.
You know what's funny though is we have a
Like, command
giant.
station is pretty good, especially considering we're going to be doing cross-continent maneuvers soon.
What?
We have a giant printer and a shuttle. We can just rearm it.
Oh, no, you don't. Maybe I forgot to mention this. The shuttle got only enough fuel to launch once.
We have a printer.
Yeah, for printer reasons, printer can't print everything. You remember?
Are you saying that we're
It is
stuck
not-
on this planet forever, that there's never going to be more fuel? We can never make more fuel?
It might be a bad idea to try to get enough fuel to put a tungsten rod into orbit, because the energy it comes down with is the energy we put into it to get up there in the first place.
Well, no, actually, the
So we need
energy...
enough fuel equivalent to the nuclear explosions that we're doing here to get it back up.
Not even close. That's not even close to right. It costs a lot of fuel, depending on the type of propulsion that we're using to... sorry. The type of propulsion that we're going up with. That has nothing to do with the output of force given when you drop a tungsten rod from orbit to hit the surface.
I guess like what I'm saying here is I think Teal Chan is saying that it's impractical.
It's not, though. It's also impractical to assume that we're never going to get back into orbit, especially because we have to
Stop.
leave this planet at some point.
Stop, please. Can I finish my speech before you
Yes.
tell your theory craft house? Thank you very much. Yeah, you now we established that you can't print it. You could acquire more fuel, but it's now basically up to you how you use your time to do whatever you want. I mean, the Indentured and Ilya Order would be quite happy if you support the rebuilding and the getting through the winter and caring about stuff like lack of home and electricity or food. I mean, there's still
Right. In terms of things we can do, rearming a station that's deorbiting, or at least getting it to a point where it's not going to, is lower priority now, I think.
It's totally up to you how you prioritize it. I just wanted to give you all the facts before you go off arguing. And now you may go off arguing.
Okay. So, we do have access to things. There is still ecological disaster we caused, and we need to mitigate it so that we're ready for next year, basically.
Yeah.
How much downtime are we gonna get here, then? How many different things are we gonna do?
Quite a lot. I mean, if you just get through the winter and don't do something like attacking the other continent or so during the winter, most people will just sit down and endure it because harsh winter. And in spring of next year, Union has announced itself. So
Okay. So let's go ahead and put our focus first on trying to stabilize Evergreen and Home and our alliance. And we can make a detour up to the station, to the remaining station, and basically use it as a secondary command station. That would probably be good to just have in general, I think. So we could put a few people up there, man it, maybe put like literally any defense on it. And then it can't be used against us in the future.
yeah, but this other station got no. And as we established, you don't even have to get yourself up.
Oh, okay. So we still have to refuel first, and then we get to go back up, and then see what we do about it.
So yeah, if that's getting fuel is one of your priorities.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and put that down. Let's see.
What do you mean with put it down? Put it down in the priority or
Yeah, put it down in priority.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I guess open time. I'm not sure how to properly word the things to do next. Like, this is the point where, like, if I had like a list of problems going wrong, I'd start like sorting them out.
I mean,
Instead, this is like a very broad, like, well, things are going to be harsh, so what are you going to do about it?
okay,
Um,
home got no electricity. So food will be in shortage. It will be cold, and there's not enough housing for the refugees.
Okay, so there we go. So food, housing, and electricity, I think, were the three.
Uh,
Heat. There we go. Food, heat, and housing.
and electricity. It's 4.
Yeah. Well, I think heating goes along with electricity in this case. So let's each pick one of those and handle it then.
I mean, heat only goes along. Something about it is old home isn't exactly electricity powered and prepared to just plug it in and have a radiator everywhere.
Right. So food, heat, and shelter then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could go ahead and try to organize our plan for shelter and building practices to continue expanding and try to make sure that we can actually house everyone who belongs to like this alliance and set of colonies now. Because that's been like a problem since the day we got here, and we can probably go ahead and solve this now.
So you
Especially
have
considering we don't have patients going, no, don't let the refugees in any.
so
So that's going to be Zero's priority. He's going to do housing, right? Which I guess would mostly be getting a hold of the resources and time to do so.
well,
I can mobilize people. I can have them start building just normal houses. We don't have to print every single thing.
yeah, you could do it like that.
Okay.
I mean, most people are focusing, or most refugees are around home, not evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
So, because, Hive Home had like 2 million people and is now barely inhabitable.
Right. So I'm definitely making sure to help them out as well.
Yeah.
Since this is a wider term action, I imagine it's not impossible to just go back and forth and organize and plan and such.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a few.
Okay.
So
So that's
it's
going to be my first choice of action then. Shall I roll it?
no, I think with time you will manage to help with the housing.
Okay.
Any special considerations in your housing efforts, or just get enough resources and let the guys do what they want?
I guess the special consideration I'm concerned about would be heating, of course. The houses should probably be well insulated given what we've done to the planet right now. That'll make everything easier later.
Cobra, what do you do with your next weeks?
Well, we got housing and possibly heating being taken care of. I'm not sure what I can be doing. That's the
Well, I
problem.
mean, they probably do still need, like, to actually be able to heat everything. It's just that they'll be less likely to lose heat once they get it.
I mean, back in the day, on our planet, before there was widespread electricity, they just had thicker wood walls, so heat isn't easily as lost, and basically put a lot of blankets around themselves and heated each other because burning wood all the time wasn't exactly cheap and wasn't possible area. But yeah, could at least heat some stuff with wood, and if you build bigger wood houses or figure walls, you've got good enough insulation that it's bearable. It may not be pleasant, but bearable.
Yeah, we did clear a lot of forest around Evergreen to be able to see the subalterns coming from further, so we could, I guess, set up some way to transport the wood that's just been left there and bring it to home so we can start building homes and using the smaller pieces for heating, and then continue with the efforts to cut down more larger trees for use as making home material.
Stuff you have to remember, you still have minefield around parts of Evergreen, but maybe you just wait it out. But you remember the power cord goes through it, at least partly. Other stuff, be creative. There are enough problems, I guess, and
I guess we could clear the minefield and then start digging a trench so we can get the power routed with a splice over from where it is at Evergreen down to home, and just use the existing infrastructure.
so you do electricity work.
Yes.
Showbiz. Theater?
I'm here.
Uh-oh.
So, what do you do?
What's going on?
Griffin is helping the people, or Zero is helping the people get more wood to build more houses. Arcloid right now is helping with the electricity to build a splice from the power station so that home gets electricity.
Yeah, whatever I've been ordered to do. That's what I do.
There are no orders right now, but food is a priority for the colony in general.
I am not a farmer. Unless you want me to show off how good of a farmer I am.
Well, neither are we. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So, what do you do with your downtime?
Does the plane still exist?
Does what still exist?
The plane. Boss. The
Oh,
plane.
Yeah. I don't think we blew that up or anything.
Yeah, but we didn't exactly watch it either.
Yes, it still exists.
I could do more recon. Still a bunch of meandering robots. Not to mention whatever the damage was.
Okay, recon. I did. You always manage to do stuff didn't exactly prepare for. Let me just scroll to the right page. And with stuff I didn't prepare for, was me. Totally going to do that. I just have to search. I know. Okay. Okay, I will give you the exact information in between sessions. You basically see that the remaining subalterns form like three big columns, and march around the continent. And it's, if you look at it like just for a short time, it seems they walk a straight line. But if you continue to watch for days, you see that their march is very slightly inclined. So it seems they march in extremely big spirals. And next session, I will tell you where the subalterns are walking around. I can't just find it.
Yeah, either they're walking around in circles or there's an actual patrol they're on here.
Damn. Yeah, the next time you this city, the military itself sets up barracks, armory, a motor hall. They start printing some vehicles. They also start training together. They
Ooh.
stake out ground for future parks around the city. So yeah, they're really trying to make it nice. They also build communal meal halls to raise the spirits. But also you still see a lot of missing person flyers put on walls. A lot of people are still searching for the relatives, but the longer the time continues, the more sure it gets. Not everybody will find their relatives anymore because, yeah, a lot of people died during all the bombing. Also, in the aftermath, you find out from Iliodo when you talk about your strategic situation that Daylight, which is the destroyed city, had like 400,000 rangers. So, yeah, you lost 50% of your force.
Oh, that's from the first strike, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's devastating.
And basically, the two elite cities of Daylight, which were close to Daylight, which is why I'm sure it's not Michael Fields, because these two other cities were also destroyed.
Yeah, that makes
Not
sense.
not by the direct hit, but by the aftermath of the quakes and underground floodings. So, yeah. Yo. Yeah. And sorry, I'm getting tired too.
It's okay.
So you cared about electricity, you cared about housing. Food is in very low supply, so everybody gets rationed. And I think that's where I call it quits for today. Yeah,
Okay.
today at work I had like a spontaneous 9-hour workday because stuff didn't work like it's supposed to do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's part of my job. It's not every day like this. So I will make up this hour shortly.
It's
Maybe
all good.
even tomorrow. So
We accomplished basically our main goal and solved the scenario pretty soundly afterwards, which is great.
Yeah,
That's honestly as high of a note as we could possibly ever end this on.
I mean, we will continue
Mhm.
during winter, in winter next session, and play out this whole getting through winter, rebuilding, enduring a little bit more. But,
Mhm.
so you can have a few days to think about what your characters might do.
Right. Still obviously need food. We're hooking up electricity. We'll find more things to do. We'll make our colony really cool. We could probably also prepare for the coming assault too, and start planning that at some point. But
Yeah.
probably after winter passes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, gonna call it here then?
What was no? English is evading me, but what was good was what could be better this session. So retro perspective, yeah.
Retrospective.
Retrospective. Okay.
I was really actually expecting like a very long fight down that corridor because you kept wanting it even longer. I was like, oh, we're just walking down it. Okay. So that was surprising. I got caught off guard there.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted it longer for the optical effect.
Yeah. In terms of mechanical fights, the Ultra thing went pretty well, even though it focus fired down Void and destroyed him pretty quickly. Uh, he only had one weapon to use, which made it a lot easier to handle the fact he had multiple activations, I think. A lot of stuff didn't work on him, but we had like the barest arrow shot between his armor, I guess, to work with. And that worked out pretty okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally going to start picking more weapons. I'm encouraged now to pick up engineer, I think. So this way I can just have one of everything and never worry about it again. I think that's what I need to start doing.
Yeah.
But I definitely like that we got our objective, got to use it. There wasn't, of course, like Theta was joking, like, it wrests away the controls at the last second and fires it somewhere else or something. It was nice to just be successful today.
Yeah, it's
Indeed.
And of course, this is the bookend of one of the campaigns, so it's kind of left on a, well, what next kind of feel, you know?
it's what?
It's leaving off on like a, well, what do we do now kind of feel.
Yeah, but you said
Jump.
something end of campaign or
Oh, yeah, it's the bookend of this campaign.
no?
This campaign section, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Part 2, I think it is, right? And the next one coming up is 3.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, it feels like the appropriate time to like have that breather where for the last half of book 2 we've basically been on our toes all the time.
Yeah.
You guys got anything you want to say?
No, I had a good time for this session today.
All right. Well, I still got like a few pages left of vacuum physics and heat we can go over too, but I think I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, and um, that'd be the vague question. We can fully retrofit our mechs now, can't we?
yes.
I'm going to get a giant capital ship missile.
Also, you get a new license. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, hey, that's great. Now I have to figure out what that's going to be.
Yeah.
I have
So,
no idea what I'm going to do with myself now.
sorry for giving you that problem.
Okie doke. So, I'm good, and I'm ready to let you rest if you want to.
Yeah, it's brain is tired.
Aw.
So,
Once again, thanks for running, even if you do
Yeah.
end up all tired.
no, it's.
I
I mean,
understand the feeling.
it's funny. I'm not physically tired, only my brain.
I'm there all the time, so I understand perfectly.
Okay, then. Thank you, and see you Sunday.
Catch you
Yeah.
Sunday.